That is different.
Verzeichnet für Donnerstag.
Dezember
15.
2006. Oh,
So
shit, it's been a long time since.
Let's just not do that.
How about Arabic?
You can do an Arabic.
No, don't even ask me how to say that in Arabic.
No one did.
I was about to.
No one did.
Listen to this, we're playing a game. It's a swing and a miss, and we're the ones to blame. We'd be remiss if it was ever the same. You're wasting all the time. Another hour gone, did you hear the chime? You're wasting all the time.
Recorded for Thursday, December 15th. 2016.
Hello. Hey.
Hello.
And welcome to Wasting All the Time.
A podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
My name is Dave,
I'm John.
I'm Cody. That's me. That's right. It's my turn.
and today we have a special first-time guest.
Drum roll, please.
It's Greg the Great.
Yay!
Hello.
Greg.
Welcome to the show, Greg.
Thank you. It's going to be very interesting to hear my voice on my car.
You're going to hate it so much.
Yeah.
No, I always do.
That's okay.
And then you can be like, oh yeah, now I get what they're always talking about.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing. For those of you at home, if you haven't recorded your voice, try it. Just talk into the fucking recording app on your phone
Yeah.
for like 30 seconds and then play it back, and you'll be digging your own
You're
ears
like,
out with a
oh,
nice pick.
hey, huh.
And even
I've
better,
been
play it backwards and then try to say that.
That's
Yep.
the best
That
game
was
ever.
fun.
Yeah, it took me probably, and this is true. It took me probably a good 10 years to be okay with the sound of my recorded voice.
I've known you for longer than that, and I think that's fast.
It's a bit excessive, don't you think?
This is episode 200.
Wow. It's a big round number.
Yeah.
Americans like
So
it.
we'll try to keep it short.
That's not even close to a prime number.
No, it's
Isn't
not.
201 a prime number?
Wait, why do you want to keep it short for 200? Is it because I'm here? What are you trying to say?
Because we've done enough now that we don't have to prove ourselves. We can just get it over with.
But so okay,
Like my last
as
relationship.
a listening member of your audience, I thought your goal was to waste all the time.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
We
what
just
about the
do it
rest of
more,
the
so
time?
much more efficiently now.
The judgment was strong.
Pretty
no.
efficient.
Okay.
Our numbers are through the roof.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm gonna screw that over. Sorry, guys.
All right, well, let's get right into it with a little something called What Day Is This?
What day is this, Dave?
Dave,
Dave.
what day is it? Dave, what day is it, Dave?
Well, I'll tell you. It's December 15th, and according to the National
sang
Day
that.
calendar, that makes it
day.
National Wear Your
day,
Pearls Day,
Greg.
National
Bring it on,
Cupcake / Lemon Cupcake Day,
What? Why would you
They do
differentiate
cupcake days
that?
all the time?
Bill of Rights Day,
It's a good one.
and
What's that?
Cat Herders Day.
Cat herders?
Yeah, at first I thought I said cat herpes, but it's Cat Herders Day. So, what do you guys want to hear about?
How about the
Pearls.
thing about the necklace made out of
Pearls.
semen?
I don't think anyone said anything about that.
Arr, matey.
So, cupcakes or pearls?
Pearls.
Sure, it's
Pearl cup.
National Wear Your Pearls
Maybe
Day.
we can find some swine.
The beautiful result of nature's design. One irritating grain of sand can cause an iridescent pearl to form.
That's not true. It's not true at all.
Can't it?
It generally doesn't because there's sand everywhere.
But can it?
I don't know. Yeah.
No,
If you're going to argue with it, they're using careful language.
Cody, he's not saying can it ? He's saying
Can it?
Period.
Put it in a can.
I like that interpretation. We'll retcon that. National Wear Your Pearls Day on December 15th reminds us that when life throws dirt our way, we all have value in the end.
Huh.
Just as pearls come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and colors, so do people and the kinds of trials thrown into our lives.
That was a fantastic changeover.
We create our own beauty from the tragedies of our lives, but often do not see it. We devalue ourselves, and as a result, lose motivation to be a part of life. Like pearls, we develop a process to protect ourselves from further damage, layer by layer, becoming stronger and more resourceful. Recognizing the collective value of our strengths is like wearing our pearls. How to observe.
Oh, can you wear your pearls?
When life throws dirt your way, put on your pearls as a reminder that you have value regardless of your current circumstances. Use hashtag National Wear Your Pearls Day to share on social media, and on December 15th, wear your pearls.
Wow, that's the first time they've broken from that thing.
History. Best-selling author and motivational speaker Deanna Bookert founded National Wear Your Pearls Day because pearls represented the story of her life and how she struggled with depression.
Good for her.
I wear pearls as a reminder that I have purpose and value. The registrar at National Day Calendar approved National Wear Your Pearls Day in 2015, and its inaugural year is December 2016. That's this year.
Wow.
So we are on the ground floor of this.
Yep.
This is it.
Well, my birthstone's a pearl.
Mine as well, I believe.
Not mine.
Not mine.
Well, you guys weren't born
Mine's-
in the
I
same
believe
month as
mine
us.
is an aquamarine.
Or some bullshit.
So is it wear your aquamarine day, John? Can you tell me that? No?
I guess
It's not?
I guess it's not.
Okay.
No, I guess it's not. That
Then
day.
how about you halty klapper?
So according to Wikipedia, which, as we all know, is 100% true, it's a microscopic intruder or parasite, enters a bivalve mollusk and settles inside the shell because they have ways of naturally expelling sand, which is not microscopic. Take that, motivational speaker.
If a grain of sand got in there,
They would just expel it.
rude.
Yeah, and so over here we have our new display area where we are inserting different kinds of things into oysters and clams and seeing what kind of pearls come out. And we've had some good success so far with the gumdrops, as you can see. They come out. It's a little red pearl, depending on what kind of a gumdrop you put in there. It's a little red pearl or a little blue pearl, and we take them out. And what's really cool about it is you can then it's fully edible, you know, because you could take it and it's got a nice little kind of calcium crunch to it, but then it's a gumball inside still. You know, not all of it dissolves, you know. And so we are thinking about marketing it as sort of like a candied oyster, you know. So you get the oyster with the pearl in it,
Yeah,
and you
that's cute.
and it's got the pearl with the gumdrop inside, and so you shock the oyster,
Yeah.
and you eat the whole thing, and inside it's the chewy candy center of the oyster.
That's nice. That's very cute. What would you say, though, is the most interesting thing that you've gotten out of this project thus far? That
I
I'm
would say
funding?
the most interesting thing is when we feed the little oysters, when we feed some gunpowder. That's a very interesting sort of a thing that happens there, because you don't want to put it in your mouth, sir. Don't put that one in your mouth.
on, it looks so tasty.
Yeah, you better spit that. Just yeah, that's the problem we are experiencing. It looks tasty, but actually it will kill you.
Can it be weaponized?
Well, we hadn't really thought about that. We were gonna come out for party favors.
Ova, I have to ask you. I've been funding this project for 3.5 years,
Yeah.
and I would really like to know if I'm getting my money's worth out of this. Okay.
Well,
So you've
of course
got-
you're getting
you've
your
shown-
money's worth. You got little candied oysters with the gumdrop, with the crunchy gumdrop center.
Ova,
Yeah,
think for a moment.
I'm thinking.
Okay. Are you thinking good?
I am thinking good. Yeah.
How does that justify my investment?
Well, I think that you can market these. If you charge about. Well, you see, let's see here. It takes about a year to grow the pearl.
I just think that the overhead for that product is too much. You see, you could just make gumdrops and put a candy coating on it and be done. And you wouldn't have to take all this time to raise the clams and the oysters.
What if we call them artisanal
I could
candied oysters?
You could do the same thing with these candies I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
but would it really be honest to call that artisanal?
we would get artisanal designers in to sign off on it. It would be fine.
Can you make it lemon flavored?
Oh yeah, we can make it lemon flavored.
Blueberry
Okay, that is
flavored?
better. That is
What about
better.
blueberry?
We got some root beer ones right here. You want to try it?
What's this root beer? Oh, what is this shit? No, can you make me a lemon one?
Okay, so if you come back in about 6 months to a year,
Yeah,
we have a lemon
see,
one.
This
for
is
you.
it. This is the point.
Too much
I'm talking.
time.
Look, how about that gunpowder one again?
Oh, is the gunpowder one? Yeah, that's we're still trying to come up with applications for it, but
Wait,
basically what happens.
You mean besides the obvious?
what obvious?
The anti-personnel application.
The Bundeswehr is asking us.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. We just
Ove, you said you were thinking good.
yeah, I was thinking good. There's been like 3 research assistants that's like their heads have exploded because they ate the wrong oyster.
Nice.
So I was thinking good by putting the little warning tape around each of them.
Ove, what happens if
Do you know how long it takes to train a research assistant?
12 months.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
it.
what we. That is our training program.
That's yeah,
Only 12 months.
yeah. Thanks, Gunther.
No more.
Gunther's our numbers man.
Yeah.
I like that was important to that character. What does a numbers man? We're very proud.
Cody, way to kill yourself off within the first couple minutes.
No, I pulled the trigger on that.
That was
it just seemed like it needed to happen.
it absolutely did. And I was gonna start going like I didn't have a jaw, and then he was like, "See, he's dead." Okay, guess I'm dead. And John kicked me out of that scene.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, I don't give a fuck. I was gonna come back in, but you guys had it wrapped up.
I
pretty
guess
good.
it was less that you killed yourself off and more that I murdered you.
Yeah, actually, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Headshot.
All right, let's move it right along.
What have you been up to? To what have you been?
Well, Mr. Gregory, seeing as how you are a guest of honor,
Greg Shaparis.
why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and what you've been up to?
I will do that. I've thought about this moment for a long time, and I debated when I would start. I even wrote like a 3-page essay that started with, it was a cold summer, 1984. But I decided to fast forward until more recent time.
That's
So-
good. That's probably for the best.
Well, anyway, as
You were
you all
conceived.
most likely know,
Your
you all
parents
have social
did it.
media. Well, I was going to skip past that. And
I just want to start there, and then we can jump ahead.
to
It's
the
like,
second time that I did it, we have our second child.
Yeah.
that was only the second time. Oh, you can
He's
do
Cody,
it.
you're about to be married. You will soon find out.
The sitcoms were right.
Sorry, Jenny. Sorry that I tonight broke off your guys' wedding, so Cody would continue to get some. So no, but anyway, I actually have been, enjoying fatherhood and familyhood and all that fun stuff. So it is definitely a crazy whirlwind trying to manage both a 2-year-old and a infant and a postpartum mother. I don't think she listens to this, so I think I'm pretty safe. But no, it's
You can tell her
definitely-
what you really think.
Yeah, I will. No, just kidding.
You even had to say, no kidding.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
God. Marriage sounds great.
Yeah, right. Welcome, Cody. You will be assimilated.
I'm just kidding, just in case. Ever in the future, in 40 years, her kids have grown. I'm just kidding. Ha ha ha.
But anyway, other
Pull the
than
plug on
that,
my life support.
I think it's been actually kind of cool. Right before our little one was born, a couple months prior, I think I realized like having a kid just kind of totally takes your like life in a totally different direction. I've been kind of rekindling friendships and whatnot, and it's been really nice, kind of hanging out with friends. And I blast from the past, Cody. I downloaded a really old school game, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
Whoa. The best game
I actually tried to play that not too long ago, or like probably a couple years ago, because I still had the old CD. It said it wouldn't work on anything newer than Windows 95.
Yeah, for that kind of stuff, you got to go to like GOG or Steam.
Well, so
Steam
I
has it.
I actually went on Steam. I downloaded it, and I totally forgot, because that's actually one of the issues. I think somehow I was able to download something to kind of get it to work on a newer PC, but I didn't have a joystick.
Probably DOS box
And I'm
or
like,
something.
crap, where the hell am I going to buy a joystick? And sure enough, luckily they're out there.
Yeah.
Actually, some of them are still pretty expensive, but I bought a $20 one, and I've been flying for the Empire or
Traitor.
well, I mean, actually, I kind of switched. I never know which one. I'm still trying to remember how to play the game. But
Greg's a switch hitter.
anyway,
TIE fighters are the Empire. The X-Wings are the
actually,
Rebels.
so the last little mission I was playing, I forgot I was on the Rebel side, and so I kept shooting all my missiles at our the cruiser. I totally forgot
The
what it was
Curling Corvette?
called. Curling Corvette.
Own
yeah.
goal.
No, the bigger cruiser. Anyway, but other than that, my job
Moncal
been
cruiser?
working for the state. Unfortunately, I just found out about a week ago I didn't get a promotion, but no worries.
That's why he's drinking so much tonight.
Yeah, well, my employees will feel my wrath when I get back, so don't worry too much.
Greg is that manager.
Yeah.
They show up. How was your weekend? Fuck you. Do more work.
So other than that, I think I'll leave it there for my first. What have you been
That
up
was
to?
good. That was good.
That was
I approve.
good.
I'll interject if I think of something else.
That's good.
Rude. Cody, what about
Like
you?
right now. No, just
Not much. As has been so artfully
Not right now.
stated. No, because someone else said it. I want to say like elocutionized, but that's not a word. Eloquent. As someone said, I'm eventually getting married, and as of recording,
So eloquently, perhaps that's what you're going for?
but you were trying to like
eloquently
make it
stated,
yeah.
but like nope.
eloquentized.
Hold on.
What's in that milk, Cody?
It's rum chata and vodka.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was milk.
No, there's no alcohol in milk.
Does the body good.
Well, if you leave it on the counter for long enough.
If your mom's an alcoholic.
Then her breast milk is alcohol.
Sorry, John.
John needs a moment, everyone.
Okay, swallowed.
Heard that.
Usually he spits. This is a new day.
Cody,
Anyway,
what the
oh
fuck?
my god, getting married in a couple months. Greg has made me look forward to it even less. So that's really exciting.
Hooray.
Thanks, Greg.
It's awesome.
Not much else. Back to work. The con season is slow.
I love you, Bridget.
Remember the Just Kidding? Yeah, it was.
Shall I never see a bachelor of 30 again? That's Shakespeare. Shakespeare wrote that.
I don't think you have. Wait, no, that's 21. Yeah, a score is 7.
A score is 20.
Is it 20?
Yeah,
Wow, shit.
pretty sure.
My old timey math is off. Anyway, getting married. That's going to happen. Con season is kind of off, so there's not a lot happening on that front. John, what have you been up to?
Well, still kind of in the midst of moving. We brought the dogs over. I
can hear it.
The other day.
The disdain. We brought the dogs over.
Well, no, I mean I like dogs. Dogs
Except-
are awesome.
But they're real dogs.
Well, yeah, they're small dogs, which I've never had before. One of them is a miniature pinscher, and he's pretty awesome. He's fairly relaxed and groovy, but he is an escape artist. The other
As
is
tiny dogs are.
Yeah, the other is a Chihuahua, and he is going to be work.
Gotcha.
Chihuahuas are the worst.
Yeah, I think.
Half tremble, half rage.
Yeah.
That's what shift factors are. I tell you what, man.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
So I'm already kind of in the midst of trying to train him a little bit. It's only been a few days, and I think it's already taking a little bit. Like, I think he's still very young, and so I think he just needs direction. And he seems to like...
He's just not applying himself.
Well, like a lot of dogs, it's clear that he wants to please. He wants to...
Yeah.
He wants to feel like he's pulling his weight. And
Which
so,
is like 4 ounces.
Yeah. And so the little bit I've done with him in the last few days, he seems to have taken to pretty well. So that's
Good.
heartening.
And then he will shit on your bed.
Probably.
No. He will.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't say
It
that
will
he might.
happen.
Then he will shit on your bed because you'll do something that pisses him off, like, leave the house. Of course, it'll be a little Chihuahua shit. So,
Right.
if a Great Dane shits on your bed, that ruins your day.
I think you just move at that point, don't you?
It's a lost cause.
He owns the house,
You go
then.
underwater. Yeah, go upside down in the house.
I like go underwater in the house. That's
But
deep at.
Yes, well, I've been working very hard on our Christmas special,
nice.
getting that ready to go,
Yeah.
and tabulating the votes for favorite scenes of 2016's.
Oh, that's
Thank you so much for sending those in. Don't stop. You have until Christmas.
Yes.
Don't stop sending scenes. Hold on to that mouse and click a button.
Keep going.
That's good.
Don't stop.
Monitor lights. Believe it. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. You do the. No. I do this. No. I do the whoa, whoa. You do the oh over the top of it.
No one knows the rest of that song.
I don't give
Cody.
it. You have to do that part. That's why.
And working.
Working, you say.
And singing.
Like
have you
you
been
weren't doing
Like-
I've been
We
working hard.
built this city.
on rock and roll.
So let's move it along.
Upwards, downwards, forwards, backwards. I say we go fruitwards.
Elway. Ow-day. It's way. I'm day. Ute. Ablay. Ootwards fray. Ootwards fray. Isway. Away. Aimgay.
You said aim gay.
Eway.
Yes.
Ablay. Utilizing way.
Wouldn't be utilizing or utilizing way? Because you said utilizing.
Don't make it last longer.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Ards K. Of way. Ootway. Eins K. And way. Others K. Edray. Ards K. Arway. Oudsnay. And way. Insgray. Ards K.
Green
Arway. Adjectives way. Eway, Ilway, Audrey,
Audrey. It was
one way,
one way.
Ardk, of way, each way,
Each way.
other K, and way, improvised way,
Improvise
a
way.
way, Ian say, inspired way, I buy, ease they, Erds way, Ave day, Audrey, of a, Ards K.
Improvise way. That was phenomenal.
Next time in German.
So yes, the rule, apparently, I looked them up. I looked up the rules of Pig Latin. If a word begins with a vowel, you just say the word and add way to the end.
That's way less cool.
Yeah.
Legendary prototype. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to see me. I guess now I can admit that really I'm Barnabas Fudge, and
Yes,
I know
Mr. Fudge.
you
Yeah.
didn't know that coming into this, but I've got a bit of a reputation at this point, and I understand that,
No, Mr. Fudge, I can assure you we knew exactly who you were when we selected the resume for Barnabas Bay Udgefay.
Yes, well, you're cleverer than most, I guess.
But it looks like you grew a beard
Well, it's a false beard.
to blend in.
Oh, yeah, it just comes right off there, doesn't
Yes,
it?
I made it myself.
Hooks over the ears.
Yes, it's little pipe cleaners.
That is a classic design.
I brush my hair down over, so it's a little bit harder to see.
camouflages it. Yeah.
Yes.
It you couldn't find beard hair that was the same color as your normal hair, though?
Well, I suppose if I had infinite time, I could have, but I spent the whole weekend on this. And,
So why the fake beard? Why not grow your own beard?
well, it was all part of the accident, you see.
Oh, yes, the accident. We did want to. I didn't know we would come to that eventually. So.
Yes, well, and that's why I'm here, really, is...
Wait, but I have to interrupt real quick before you start. Is it true that there's that scar under your chin, under that beard? Can we see it?
Oh,
my God! Okay, no, put that back on. Put that back on.
and if I open my mouth, you can see...
Oh my God!
The light goes right through.
Okay.
Chuck, you know you have a sensitive stomach. Why did you ask to see that?
Sorry, I just shouldn't have had Chipotle for lunch.
I'm sorry, Mr. Fudge.
It's all
Please
right.
continue.
I like an inquisitive mind. So, you are investors.
Yes.
I am an inventor of sorts and
Right.
former glory days. And, well, it's just, I had this prototype, as you're probably aware.
We are very aware, Mr.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
so
sir.
the thing is, it blew up and it killed 7 people.
Is the last one still alive? Still on the?
Number 8 is still listed in critical condition.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, I managed to survive. But
Well, you did have the blast shield in front of you, yes.
yes, I understood
Which I believe that the congressional committee had questions about that, did they not?
more than a few. Yes, I was up there for a while on the hill.
Yes, but clearly your presence here today
Well,
implies that they found your answers satisfactory.
yes. Well, Mr. Fudge is not here today. It's Mr. Udgefay.
Oh, I see.
And just keep that on the record that
Chuck,
way.
could you call Brad from legal up here?
Yeah.
I think we're going to need him.
Yeah. Hey, Brad. Can you get over here? Okay.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Brad.
Oh,
That is a magnificent beard, sir.
thank you. I've been working on it.
Don't ask him about the scar.
What scar?
Oh, this.
Whoa! That's disgusting.
Okay,
Wow.
so Brad, this is Barnabas Fudge.
The explosion guy.
Yeah,
Barnabas.
the explosion guy. He's currently going by Udgefay due to some
that's really clever.
outstanding congressional testimony he's supposed to
Wow.
give, I believe.
Well, I mean, it is ongoing, but I really just want to be able to go up there the next time that I go up there to the hill. I really want to be able to prove myself innocent by getting the new prototype up and running.
I see.
So that I can fix what went wrong. See, 'cause I know what went wrong with my other prototype.
tell
well,
us-
that
Tell
is
us, what is your plan? How are you going to prevent the loss of life like you did last time?
Well, first of
Good
all,
buzzword. Sick with loss of life.
everybody's going to have a blast shield because I care about safety.
good.
And I mean everybody. Mm-hmm. So that's part of what I need you to raise money for.
You mean
Secondly,
like everybody in the room?
no, in the
In the immediate vicinity.
a kilometer and a half radius.
Okay.
You can't be too careful. Look, again, I'm
Chuck,
really...
you're the numbers guy. Could you start writing this
I
up?
can't afford to kill any more people.
Can we get not metric? I don't understand kilometers.
Just write down kilometers. We'll
It's not quite a mile.
you,
Okay, I'll write not quite a mile down.
you
yes.
can pop it into Google later.
Yes, pop not quite a mile into Google.
Siri, how far is 1 kilometer?
0.62 miles.
Oh shit. Okay, that's easy.
Yes. So, and then I'm going to build the prototype just as I did before. And then we're going to try it again. And this time, I need to have the lights turned off. I think they were
Okay.
adding too much energy to the equation, and I wasn't factoring in that outside source of energy
See,
in the
so
reaction.
we'll turn the lights off, and everyone will be behind a blast shield. And then you'll activate the device?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you'll see that I can create energy from nothing.
Okay, but in the dark, how will we be able to tell that it has worked?
Well, I mean, you'll hear it. You'll hear it whirring.
Will we?
Presumably. I mean, if theory holds.
And that will be it whirring, not you making that little whirring noise with your mouth.
Which one? See, but that's not fair because that is what it sounds like.
That is what it is.
That's the one.
I've watched the closed circuit footage of the event, and I've seen the
Yes.
part where you are standing there making the whirring noise.
But that was with the lights on.
Yes.
It wasn't working quite right, so I thought I would sort of egg it on.
You started that before the explosion,
Right.
Mr. Fudge.
Yes, it wasn't working, so I thought, well, encourage it a little bit.
Isn't it Udgefay?
Thank you. Brad's looking out for me.
Okay, Mr. Udgefay. I'll tell you what. We're going to go ahead and look into this. We're going to drop a proposal. And I think we're probably going to go ahead and let you have your rollout.
Oh, very good. I have a supplier for the blast shields if you want to know.
Oh, fantastic. Is that your son's company again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Quality. I mean, look what it did for me.
I couldn't think of what to say.
That's
I
okay.
really.
That happens.
I liked your stuff at the beginning, helping to paint the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know my trick. Just type it into Google.
All right.
Ethan.
Let us move it right along.
Out of the way,
No.
everybody.
No, let's not start.
Well,
I think Dave was about to harm you
he
physically.
was.
That was great.
Well, every week on the podcast, I choose an improv game and we try to play it.
Play it.
And this week's improv game is Voices from Heaven.
Oh, I don't know.
4 players.
That wasn't that heavenly.
That was terrible.
These 4 characters have died together, and they are going to tell us how that came about. Players line up. The game is played in 3 rounds. In every round, each player offers some information about how they happened to die. At the end of the 3rd round, they should all be dead. And these characters are defined by their occupation.
Yes.
Okay.
Go, Dave.
John, you are
Nice.
the guy who pulls the balls out for power, like of an old school Powerball kind of
Okay.
situation.
Like a lottery draw?
Yeah, like a lottery draw. You're the one that pulls the ball out of the
Okay.
cage.
Sounds good. Greg, you are a car mechanic.
Okay. Cody,
Oh boy. This is gonna be good.
you are a lawyer that specifically focuses
Shit.
on cruelty to animals.
Animal rights.
Animal
law.
rights. Yeah, there you go.
Fucking Michael Vick is going down. Dave, you are
So beautiful.
you are a cruise director.
Cruise director. All right.
Interesting.
So it means John is first.
John is first. We'll
Okay.
keep going in that direction.
Cruise like boat. Cruise.
You're like Ted Cruz. Yes, like a cruise boat.
Okay.
You direct the Zodiac
I
Killer.
thought maybe like cruise, like ground cruise, or you know,
Oh, yeah. CRUIS. E. CRUIS?
car mechanic. Okay.
Is there an E in cruise?
There it is.
E.
Can I get a C?
All right.
Round 1.
Well, I never really thought I'd be reduced to this kind of a gig. 25 years. 25 years. I worked pulling number balls for the New York State Lottery. The New York State Lottery. I was the man who reached his hand into that bowl of little numbered balls, and I made dreams come true one digit at a time. But then they digitized it all, didn't they? And guys like me, us number ball jockeys, we didn't really have a place to call our own, and so I found myself calling Kino on a cruise ship. For all the other failures and layabouts, and I suppose that's what really caused all of this to happen in the first place. Was you get that many failures and layabouts all together in one place, and well, it's just going to happen, isn't it?
Well, growing up, my daddy always had me working in his garage. I always liked to watch him mess with the engine and get all oily and try to fix things and make them work. And, well, I just felt that was kind of my birthright. And, well, after I had a baby and, well, then twins came along and, well, and then little Junior came too. I really had to make a living. I didn't know what else to do. So when I saw that job on that internet thing post to help out fixing cruise liners, I'm like, well, cruise liner's probably like a big car that floats on water. So I figured, why the hell not? Pays good, and hell, I'm on sea all the time. I mean, that sounds cool. I mean, okay, yeah, I get a little motion sickness and stuff, and I got to be away from the kids and the family sometime. Well, that's not actually too bad sometimes. So I decided to take that fateful job and just put myself to work. So it's been pretty good run. It was a pretty good run. I really helped support that family, and well, Delia's about to graduate high school, and the two twins. Well, I mean, they're gone. I mean, they had that accident, but Junior's promising. He's taking after his daddy, and he's fixing things up all around town. Well, I think we'll be good. They'll be good, and my legacy will be good.
So I just closed off this high-profile case. I'm talking like dozens of kittens everywhere. I'm like a savior to these things. These cats worship me and lick my hands. That's right. I'm amazing. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to take myself on a cruise. I'm going to reward myself for being a savior to these little things. They look up at me with these little big eyes and their pupils that take up the whole part of their eye. It's fascinating. No, it's when they're hunting. It's really cool. So I thought, I'm going to be the big man. I deserve this reward because I saved lives. Because I took them to court and I said, you know what? Not the kittens, the people, the other guys abusing the kittens. I said, you know what, guys? That's against the law. And they were like, no. And I was like, yeah. And now they're under arrest. I mean, they have a suspended sentence. So, I have to go back to court in like 3 weeks. But I did my job. I did justice. And so I thought, I'm going to reward myself. I'm going to wander around. I'm going to meet some ladies. I'm going to talk to some guys and make a few contacts and network. You know what? Really show them who's boss. This cruise ship seemed a little weird. The engine sounded funky to begin with, and I thought, I'm not a mechanic. Aren't these things basically like cars on water? Anyway, I started wandering around and getting curious and seeing who I could talk to and what kind of information I could get.
Well, I was celebrating my 15th anniversary as cruise director on the Queen Victoria line by taking a cruise on the King Herod line. And it was good to get away from the ships that I know so well. And to go on to something a little bit different and, see the other side of being a cruise director. Or at least that was the idea, although, once a cruise director, always a cruise director, and it's hard to let go, even when it's not your show. But, there were some miscommunications and, a couple people with their hands where they shouldn't have been, and it all got sorted out in the end. But, I really feel like I improved things for them, and they should probably have thanked me. Although I guess I didn't save everything. There's just some things that a cruise director can't do and shouldn't be expected to do, honestly. I mean, even if I was on my own ship, I don't think that it would have been fully my responsibility to right well those wrongs that happened. But, the show must go on, and you put on a happy face, and the lights, and the dancing, and, it's all about family, and making friends family. And, just practice a little bit more so that you step together,
Round 2.
Well, not many people know this, but apparently industrial espionage is rampant in the cruise industry. I didn't know that when I first signed on, but I was quickly made aware of it. And this night in question, it was just dripping from the walls, the espionage of the industrial sort. We'd had this fellow sign on for the cruise, a known director for a competing cruise line, the Queen Victoria line. He'd caused a few problems. You can take the director off the cruise, but you can't take the cruise out of the director. Something like that. I don't know. I was never very good at syllogisms. Just pull the balls. But anyway, this fellow had been causing trouble, telling the dancers how they should be stepping, and suggesting that the crooner fellow that we had singing Frank Sinatra covers should just quit while I was ahead, and words were exchanged to the effect of perhaps that Sinatra impersonator throwing himself overboard and feeding the crabs, which would be a more useful contribution to the world than what he was currently pursuing. So all in all, a rather unpleasant fellow who was probably there to steal some trade secrets and sow discord where he could. And of course, my luck being what it was, he eventually found his way over to the casino and, wouldn't you know it, over to my Keno booth. And he started lecturing me on the fact that every once in a while I would put down a numbered ball upside down. And you just have to understand that that's the game, isn't it? You have to create the suspense. Like, oh, is that SI or is that 15? You don't know for a moment. Did you win or did something go wrong? Are you on the Spanish channel? And so he starts into me, and well, I'm ashamed to say I did not take it very well. And fortunately, that was about the moment when the lawyery-looking fellow walked up.
Being on a cruise was not so bad. I mean, a lot of girls, a lot of fun times dancing and singing and stuff like that. There's some of that new jazzy stuff, like Frank Sinatra people. I don't like that stuff. They don't have a lot of country either, but I got used to it after a while. And a lot of interesting people on that boat. A lot of gambling. That was fun. There's this little fellow, played Keno a whole lot. Won me $15 last night. That was pretty fun. Weird stuff goes on this boat, though. There's people from all over the world. But, when you're the mechanic, you get to meet all of them. You get to just, you got to fix their rooms up and all the bones within the ship.
Many bones on a ship.
So, yeah, having a good time. And I remember hearing this noise coming from this room. And it sounded like a dog or cat or something like that, just crying and being all sad and stuff. So I remember reporting it to who I thought was like the director on this boat. I guess he doesn't really work on this boat, but he said he'd make sure it'd be seen by the proper authorities. So I just left that alone for a little bit and went on my business, playing Keno and dancing and all that stuff. And there was this interesting foreign guy who asked me to fix something for him. He didn't really look like he worked on that boat, but and I don't really know boats too much. So I said, okay, well, show me what you want me to do, and I'll try to see what I can do. So I went down to the basement and started tinkering a little bit, and he kept trying to correct me. He said, you used to work on boats, so I tampered with it a little bit, and it just didn't seem right. I mean, some of the chemicals that I was using just really did not smell right, but he kept I couldn't really understand him that well because he's speaking in some other language. I don't know if he was Chinese or Indian or what he was, but it didn't matter. I don't know. But so, like I said, some interesting things on this job, but he gave me $500. So I went back to the Mr. Keno and played me a couple more rounds.
Yeah, right. So I'm wandering around the ship, trying to make, get lay of the land, kind of surveil my kingdom before me and see. I'm going to take over this boat. I'm going to show him who's boss. And some guy was yelling out numbers and stuff. I don't know. He looked really sad. Like, it was pathetic. I didn't know a human could look that downtrodden. And this other guy comes up to him and starts just giving him the business, like berating him over something. I don't even know what it was. He was so mad. He was so angry, flailing about his little skinny arms in his yellow plaid t-shirt. Like, I don't know what was up with this guy. And I thought to myself, this could be my big break. I mean, this Kino guy looks so sad and so pathetic. He's basically an animal. And if I can help defend him against this plaid guy, I'll be a hero. So I didn't stomp. You don't stomp in a suit. I don't know if you know this. I didn't stomp over there. Maybe I stalked. I slid. I don't know. I approached in some way, shape, or form that made me look very dashing. I came up to this guy, and I started telling him, you know what? You can't do this to this poor defenseless puppy. I may have said puppy or kitten a few times just out of habit. I meant to say guy, but probably I called him a kitten once or twice, which didn't help with not confusing the issue. And I started telling him, you can't do these things. This isn't right. And he looks me in this eye. I know this guy's crazy. I know way deep down there's something wrong with him. I've seen crazy stuff, man. I've seen people do crazy things. And this guy had the deepness to him. It went too far. And just as I'm about to pull out the absolute big guns and get him one of my business cards from my room, the ship starts shaking and rumbling, and it's a big cruise ship, so something was starting to go really heavy wrong.
So I was making my rounds and ensuring that everything on the ship was going smoothly, overseeing everything that seemed out of place and not quite right and maybe a little askew. And, and I didn't let it stop at the dancers. Once I let them know what I felt of them and that wretched, what calls himself a singer, I felt really good about that. I jabbed him good when I said that he would be better as crab feed than what he was trying to do. And so it went, and I had a talk with the room service people who thought they knew how to clean a bathroom properly, but they didn't. And I was able to show them that if you mix all of these different chemicals together in this certain way, it makes a more potent cleaner. And they started shouting, and I didn't understand them. And they, something about cuidado, and they went running off with my miracle cleanse. And I don't know what they were going to do with it, but I hope that they keep it in mind next time they're cleaning. That stuff is like turbo. That's the really good stuff.
Turbo.
And the last I saw them, they went running downstairs with it, and who knows what happened. But I did find this area out on the deck where there was a fair few number of children out and about, and they had this little space set up with all of these kittens and puppy dogs and stuff, and I think it was they called it a petting zoo, a petting zoo. And when I said, well, these things shouldn't be out here in the elements, so I gathered them all together and I threw them into one of the portholes into someone's room, presumably. I thought it'd be better off in there, out of the elements, and out from harm's way, because, once the kids start in on them, they'll ravage them, and that's just not right, and I never would let a kid have a puppy.
This is that deep crazy we were talking about.
And as I made my rounds, I didn't stop. I never stopped prowl. I was going to get that cruise ship shape, and that's not a joke, that's for real. And so I went into the gaming area after taking care of the kittens and so forth. And I looked, and they had all sorts of games. They had blackjack and craps and what was alleged to be Kino, although I happen to know that he was doing it wrong. When the ball gets drawn, you're supposed to place it so that all can see it, and he was just playing mind games with people. He was like distracting them with banter and talking about lotteries, and he was like doing little contact juggling tricks with the balls and talking about how great he is with these sorts of things. And I certainly gave him a piece of my mind, and I told him exactly how to play it, and he didn't even know about the Indonesian version of the game. And what kind of an expert can you be if you don't know about the kind of Kino they play in Indonesia?
Indonesian Kino.
I was going to leave no stone unturned. So down I went below decks, deep into the bowels of the ship,
With the bones.
where all the bones are. The place that I'm not unfamiliar with, having been on the Queen Mary line for so long. Although I did notice that they had their engine set up incorrectly in a couple of places, and I was pointing that out to the mechanic and to the engineer, who honestly I found wandering the hallways trying to puff up pillows on people's beds and such. And I took him down there and I said, "Look, you've got this nozzle is wide open and this other valve is closed, and it should be the opposite of that. And you've got to build the pressure if you want to get anywhere." And I said, "And then look, this is the way you do it if you want to go turbo." And so we made some adjustments to the engine and had to override a couple things. But in the end, I think we really improved on the performance of that majestic pitting. They were that great ship.
Round 3.
I feel, in retrospect, I feel bad about the fact that I lost my professional calm. But just when he brought up Indonesian Kino, I just fucking lost it. I started screaming that, of course I know how Indonesian Kino is played, and I am not about to start drawing numbered human knuckle bones out of this bowl. That's unacceptable. It's wrong. It's not how things are done. Only I screamed it in his face, and I may have thrown a few of the little numbered ping pong balls so that they hit him in the forehead, which doesn't hurt people. It's sort of a dismissive, insulting gesture. We're trained not to do it. It comes up a lot in the academy, but I couldn't anymore. He kept switching between English and Belgian French, and I don't think he even realized he was doing it. And the lawyer, he started shouting about what happened to the petting zoo. Where is the petting zoo? And I didn't know what to do at that point, because I knew that the petting zoo was supposed to be right outside the Kino booth, and it wasn't there anymore. The animals were gone, and the spy, the cruise director, he stormed off in a huff, saying something about the boat wasn't moving right. And then the lawyer guy, he started asking the kids what happened to the animals. Where's the petting zoo? And the kids said, well, the spy guy, he threw him through the porthole into the engine room, and they're probably dead now. And I just, I didn't want to be there anymore, and so I left. I left my post at the Kino machine, and that was when the explosion happened, and I found myself thrown up into the air. I don't know how many hundreds of feet. Finally came down on top of someone. I'm pretty sure that was the reason why I lived just long enough to see the Kino balls float by on the water with an upside down 15. And I remember thinking, yes. Yes.
Well, I stand very corrected. A boat is not like a car on water. That was by far the hardest job I ever done. And, well, shit, man. I mean, all hell broke loose. I don't know what was in the water or what was in the beer, but we were all partying one night, dancing. That Frank Sinatra shit actually I kind of got accustomed to it after a while, but man, there were these people just so upset at each other, yelling. The gambling hall was shut down that night, and I had enough, so I decided to go back down to the engine room where I felt more at home and really checked out what was going on, and that's when it happened. That's when all of a sudden I just heard all sorts of kinky stuff, like just gears grinding and steam coming out and clunks and explosions and bumps, and I don't even know how to describe what I heard that night. But yeah. And then I look over, and there's some damn kittens, some dogs, some goats, some chickens, goats flying through the window. I got clocked in the head by a chicken. How many people can say that they got clocked in the head by a chicken on a cruise line? How many? I just wanted to earn some more money for my family. I should not have listened to that foreign gentleman and whatever the heck I did. Well, you know what? I went back to my cabin one night after he asked me to do a couple of things. He kept coming back to me, and I started Googling. This is Google thing I was looking at and trying to find out, well, how do you fix up a cruise ship? That was not it. Then I realized what I had done. I just screwed us all over with what I was doing. It was not a pretty sight that night at the very end. And I never thought that's how I would go, but one of those chickens got caught in one of those gears that was just really trying to work hard. So I got a crowbar and I really tried to pry really hard to get it to keep going. And all of a sudden, whoosh, right in my throat, that chicken beak. As I slowly laid down, I saw the rest of the boat just go up in turmoil. Started to close my eyes slowly and fall asleep, and that's when I saw the light.
So it turns out you can't, people aren't animals. It doesn't work that way. The same laws don't apply. I got halfway through a spiel about teeth and collars and flea medicine. I realized this wasn't going to work at all. They were busy getting into it, and I heard the sound that means both glory and money. I heard small animals yipping and yelping and barking and cawing. There was a petting zoo on this cruise. Who would do that? It makes no sense. It's utter insanity. As the cruise ship started rocking and turning and going, I'm not gonna lie, there was chaos and there was lawsuits aplenty. I'm not a real lawyer, but I saw some stuff that I probably could have sued people over. Like probably, I probably could have got a lot of money. I got tossed into a room full of animals. And I landed on one of them, and I thought, am I going to have to sue myself? How does this work? But I put that moral quandary aside for a minute. I gathered up as many as I could, and there was a lot of them. This is a prolific petting zoo, kind of thing that makes guys like me rich. And I thought, if I can just find someone who was running this, I'll take him back to the mainland because this ship is clearly going down. I had kittens, I had puppies. There was a goat I had slung over my back. I thought I had 4 chickens. Later, I only counted 3, so one of them must have gotten away somehow. I'm not sure what happened to it or what it did. But the nose of the ship, they call it the front. It's like the bow. I don't remember what it's called. Was starting to go up, and I thought, I'll just jump off the front, and everybody knows that small animals float. And they'll be my flotation device. And I took a header off the end of that ship. Just visions of lawsuits against petting zoos in my head. Well, turns out the cruise ship was something like 600 yards long, and when that nose went up in the air, it was a long drop to the water. Lost my grip on most of the animals, and the chickens started flying away, and the kittens were floating above me in essentially zero G. And I hit that water like it was a slab of concrete and broke every bone in my body. Luckily, all the animals landed on me very safely. So I think they all made it to shore, and I just, I don't know if I drowned or it was internal hemorrhaging or some kind of self-induced shame suicide, but last thing I saw was that ship going up in flames. Those little kittens doing their little kitten paddle for the shore.
So I was standing very proudly by the engine, running through a little bit of what I'd accomplished on that cruise, and really sort of soaking it in, and I really started to feel like, yes, 15 years, I finally learned. I really know how to direct a cruise, like not just the entertainment, but the whole thing, And I don't remember, how where in the order of operations it all happened, but the ship finally started to really perform, and really went turbo, and it was like a wheelie sort of a thing. It turned into a powerboat, I think. I don't know. I heard it's like this loud backfire, and then it just started really going at this odd angle, and but it threw me, and I fell about 30 yards through the engine room, and was about to splat against the back wall when I got tangled in some cables that were hanging, and I gently let myself down, and everything was fine. And, fine with me. There were some animals that got caught in various key bits of machinery, I think. But that's really none of my problems. I saved them from the doom of the children, and that is more than could be said for most of humanity. So I heard lots of people shouting and commotion on the outside, so I slowly crawled out from the engine room, which was starting to fill with water. I think it's some sort of ballast routine that they have to keep things afloat the way it's supposed to be. So after a while, I noticed the water was climbing faster than I was, so I just waited for it to lift me to the top. And then I got out on decks again, and I saw lots of animals. Again with the animals. Out upon the sea. And I thought, well, I heard somewhere that they float. So seeing as how I was the only person left on the cruise ship, and that's no fun to direct an empty cruise, I jumped out into the water, executed a perfect dive, didn't injure myself at all. Well, mostly not at all. And I started collecting the animals, and I sort of lashed them together to make a raft of sorts. And kept them underneath me to help keep me afloat, and it didn't seem to be working, and after a while they stopped trying to help. And so I thought, well, now what? I don't really care for a swim. And that's when I looked up and I noticed the last of the ship was going beneath the water, and as it went, it sucked me down with it. And even though I don't care for a swim, I actually am a pretty powerful swimmer, so I swam out of that and got out just fine, no problem there. A cruise ship never goes that far from the shore, and I could see which direction. At that point, the night sky was lit up from the city on the shore. So I started swimming casually towards the shore, and I knew it would only take me about maybe 40 minutes or so, and I could do that no problem. The water was temperate, and I'm great. And then I got struck by lightning, so fuck it. Here I
am. Bravo. I liked it.
That was long.
It was.
You know, it almost would be kind of fun to do like a lightning round of that, where someone has no more than 30 seconds to maybe a minute for their spiel.
Yeah, that would be cool with people who could do that. Yeah.
If you find any, let us know.
There's another podcast I know called Not Wasting All the Time or Producing All the Time.
Those guys, I hate those guys.
Wasting no time.
Yeah.
Unwasting. I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, no, I
else,
picked
but
up
I
on that.
after 3 attempts later.
It was good. And A for effort. You brought your A game, and there's no shame in that.
Well, I thought you did rather well, Greg.
I do too. Yes.
Thank you. It was I think fun. I think in the beginning I was just sitting there like,
that can be a difficult game.
All right.
Fun
Well,
times.
that was what it was, and wasn't that something?
Technically, yes.
So everybody go on a cruise.
Yes. So go on a cruise.
Do.
Do not try to make it turbo.
Don't go to the petting zoo.
Don't make it good.
Go to a petting zoo.
It is not really a petting zoo.
Don't take a header off of the bow as if the ship is capsizing.
Yep.
Yes.
It will
And
not
it-
serve you well.
Boat is not a car on water.
It's not like a car on water.
So let's wrap this up with a little something called Cody's Words of Wisdom.
What scene is this?
Welcome to Cody's Words of Wisdom. Soak up the knowledge.
If there are several bowls you're going to use to hold things, you're going to make sure you have a mic to talk into, because those sound waves are going to bounce off not only between each letter of the Arabic alphabet, but between those big towers they build to try to shoot the lasers at the ants. There are 18 ants I've heard of that have gone through this process, and they've all gotten their degree in animal husbandry, except for the first one, who turned out wanted to be some kind of doctor. I don't know what doctors do, but I'm assuming it has to do with both flying and a kind of feather removal from their own nose hairs. Now, those bowls I mentioned earlier, they are full of not only sound, but intent as well. So if you take a little scoop out, it's going to taste like thyme. Now, don't taste too much of it, because then your tongue is going to get a little frothy and they won't admit you into the king's presence. And by God, if he raises the taxes, those mics are going to be steamy.
Steamy.
Steamy mics. Steamy mics.
That's what they called me.
Steamy mic.
Back of the club, the gentleman's
Steamy
club.
Miguel.
Steamy Miguel in the bowls. Miguel Bowls.
Estime. Well, I'm glad we did that.
Are you?
I feel wise now.
Oh, you're
yes,
welcome.
thank
Yeah,
you
I
so
mean,
much for joining us, Greg.
Yes.
The wisdom doesn't really come across as much over radio waves, but like through actual sitting next to you,
Yeah,
I am
it's
wiser now.
A little bit more potent.
It is a lot more potent.
I charge most people for that, so you're welcome. This is it's like a sample.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Sample. Oh, you know what? Wasting All the Time is now selling sample Cody Wisdoms.
Cody
Is
wisdom.
it in a can or a jar? Or what kind of...
It's a little glass bottle, like the incense you
glass
get.
bottle?
It's
Oh.
really potent.
You
So
could
you
also
can't have
get
too
it
much.
on a T-shirt.
You could, theoretically. Go to wastingallthetime.com.
Do that.
Check it out. And while you're there, vote for your favorite scenes of 2016.
Yes, do that too, please.
Or send us one of your own scenes that you would like to hear.
We always feel kind of lame when we have to just pick the scenes, so...
That doesn't happen.
Does your-
that doesn't
I
happen.
always feel lame ananyway.
Does your vote count? Is
It
the
does.
True
Yes.
question.
It actually does. It's straight
It
popular.
truly, truly does.
Does it count or is it actually counted?
No, it counts.
It
It
counts.
actually physically counts.
We give them
itself.
Your vote
sentience.
to
Oh,
work.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Said-
It's a new thing we're working on.
Very proprietary
New
process.
technology right there.
So, like we were saying, we're going to keep this episode short, and so we'll wrap it up now. And thank you so much for listening. Tune in next week for our Christmas special.
Dun, dun, dun. That was not the right flair. There you go. That was a better one.
And until then, my name is Dave.
I'm John.
I'm Cody.
I'm Greg.
Little Timmy. Aren't you dead yet?
Grego the Great.
Greg Shaparis, the pilot.
And so that's it. Thanks very much.
Gute Nacht.
Good night, folks.
If you enjoyed the show, then leave us a rating and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or anywhere that lets you put in a review. You can call or text the show at area code 916-235-3337. If you'd like to interact with us in any other way, then www.wastingallthetime.com would be a great place to start. There you can submit listener-suggested scenes and questiones, you can buy your own copy of the Fruitwards card game, you can read blog posts from Ted and the guys, and a whole lot more. So check it out at wastingallthetime.com.
Can we
so
sing it in
clever.
German?
Yeah.
I don't really.
What's the German verb for to record?
Rekordiert.
You're a liar.
I don't know. Actually,
I might not be a
I
liar.
actually think I don't know. That's a lot of times what I would do speaking German if I didn't know the word, and it actually surpringly came out pretty accurate.
Or the Germans were
Or
just,
they were just
tolerating you.
They're like, okay, American, we'll take it.
oh, you drove here to okay.
Hold on a second.